easy these days.
My turn. Say bye-bye.
What fools these mortals be.
What's the plan? Moving.
For my prince's honor!
No choice but to keep going. Creator, destroyer.
Let's go.
I won't give in.
This is gonna feel good. Moving.
Let's end this.
Where do I go from here? Death is but a word away.
Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer, yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
Of all the things to be indebted to, a bloody mind flayer.
You may call me the Emperor. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. Indeed, his hubris knows no bounds. To enslave me, that was his nature. But to enslave an Elder Brain, a questionable decision. I shall look forward to sharing his downfall with you. We fought to tame Prince Orpheus, the son of Gith herself. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Vlaakith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Vlaakith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him, in defiance of their teachings. Vlaakith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Blacketh will be finished. No. Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the Astral Prism. I was one of many, but the first to find it. How Gortash or the other Chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt it change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found Orpheus. I realized what the prism was for. Containment. While my body was within the prism's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. There may come a time when that is necessary, but there is no guarantee that his power would survive his passing. The risk is too great. The moment his protection is gone, you would become enthralled to the Elder Brain, just as I would. We may look different, but to the Elder Brain we are already the same. Thralls in its design. Denial will change nothing. You have already benefited from that tadpole of yours. You seek to reverse an inevitable process. A process of evolution. When I first escaped from the Elder Brain, I too railed against the change. But the longer I have inhabited this form, the more it has grown on me. Even if my original body remained intact after I transformed, I would not return to it. Doing so would only impose limitations. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change. I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. You will be able to do things you never thought were possible. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only partial. You will retain most of your current form, and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived loss. The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an Illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
Even as you say the words, you feel a lurch of disappointment. Your mind bristles with Illithid potential. How could you be so cruel as to deny yourself what you want most in the world?
I felt that. It's your nature. You cannot fight it. So embrace it. It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another. A tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane, cocooned here for millennia. It has become extraordinary.
A wave of disappointment, stronger than any you've ever felt. And then... stillness. You've resisted your illithid instincts. For now.
You are not ready yet. Keep hold of it then. Until you are. It has enough vitality to further your evolution. And your allies. Perhaps you will be more inclined to try it when you see more of what our enemy can do. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain, and bring it under our control.
Save your thoughts for later.
As you wish.
Still breathing, despite everything.
We can talk later. So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something? Of course. Just the one? Very serious of you. But go ahead. Not sure what to feel. My parents are alive, and I need to save them. I'm lucky to have you by my side. I don't think I could face what's to come otherwise. Fine. What's on your mind? No notes. You've exceeded my every expectation. Considering all we've been through, I think I was very lucky to find such favorable company. And attractive company too, no less.
Soldier?
rug pull, eh? A mind flayer manipulating us this whole time. Such creatures are not to be trusted as a general rule, though this one does appear to have had a significant hand in our survival up to this point. At best, an ally whose motivations remain shrouded in deceit. We should be wary of what such an alliance may cost us.
Copper for your thoughts.
Be honest. What do you think of the new look? Well, I'm glad someone does. Perhaps I'll get used to it. I have a lot to get used to right now.
Your parasite communes with Lae'zel's. Her heart races as she learns of the events inside the astral prism.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet. Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many. It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen. Yes, our current Queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle. Or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant Illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps. The seed and the sower. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way. Something is different about Shadowheart. New facial creases, perhaps. A fresh battle scar I hadn't noticed. Bah, it eludes me.
Love Shadowheart's new look. Softer, less severe. It suits her.
Shadowheart walks a little freer of the shadows. She could shave her skull and paint it purple. It would still suit her.
gods, Shadowheart looks like a stack of gold. Never thought I could get so excited about someone's forehead, but here we are.
We have a new look for a new Shadowheart. Nice as it is, she still doesn't have the best hair in the camp.
There's no more radiant sight than that of someone who's learned to love themselves anew. Shadowed in name, but no longer in spirit. It suits her.
I was concerned when I saw Shadowheart creeping about with a blade in the dead of night, but it was just to cut her hair, it seems. It suits her.
Shadowheart looks different. A change of diet, perhaps?
What's on your mind? Oh, come on. Oh, fuck.
What's on your mind? I question the wisdom. I'll be...
What can I do for you? Lead...
Well, are we ready for the road once more?
As you wish.
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves, and take their nether stones.
My former peers will be watching, no doubt. Waiting for my return. We should do what we can to find them. What they know could help us.
Watching gods. But I never thought I would be happy to see the city again. Much less to smell it. The Harper safe house I spoke of is on the bridge at Worm's Crossing. Danthelon's dancing axe. You think me lonely? In truth, I prefer travel in a small pack such as this. Unburdened by numbers, we're free to act rather than react. A little like the old days. With allies, every bit as peculiar. Give or take a few tadpoles. Would you? In time, then. Perhaps once you found a rocking chair for me to doze off in.
What am I to do?
Have a lot on my mind and, well, in it.
Worm's Crossing. The welcome mat of Baldur's Gate. This is it. I'm almost home. I won't lie. The thought hardly fills me with glee. Even with my newfound advantages, he's still an incredibly powerful vampire. But he's arrogant, too. If he does hear I'm back, he'll try to take me and expose himself in the process. Then I'll be able to strike. Neither will I, darling. At least I hope you'll come along for the show. But regardless, the plan is simple. Find him, stop him from gaining almighty power, and then really enjoy killing him. And if I can seize that almighty power for myself, well, all the better. The thing that will decide my fate forevermore. Yes, it's been on my mind. Why? I hadn't really decided on the specifics. Obviously, we could stop the ritual, or not. What? I've obviously thought about it. If I was the one who completed the ritual, I'd have such power. And I could walk in the sun without fear I'd turn into a mind flare. I don't relish it, but my siblings lured thousands of people to their deaths over the years. I doubt Baldur's Gate would miss them. Of course, I don't even know if I could complete the ritual. It may be impossible, but it certainly is tempting.
Worm's Crossing. We could be inside the city walls before long. And I could be back where this all started. I hope so. So long as I'm willing to stroll right into the Mother Superior's trap, they have no reason to not tell me where to go. If by warm you perhaps mean a flaming arrow, I doubt they'll attack in public. No, I expect they'll point me in the right direction so I can face my reckoning away from prying eyes. Worm's Crossing is a choke point. If I wanted to intercept a new arrival, I'd find somewhere before the bridge, blend in amongst the crowds, and wait. Most people seeking entry to the city will be refugees. I'd look wherever they're gathering.
Excuse me, I can't find my mum. She was sick. She had spots on her face and hands. She went to go get some herbs, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10 day, though. Wow. Thanks. My mum would like this. She's the best cook in the world. And she taught me, too. I'll look for her. I think she'll probably come soon. Thanks a lot.
There's no time to waste.
Yes?
I've got a long road ahead.
My faith will guide me.
What to do?
Look, I really need you all to leave, right?
The place was empty. Keep those thugs away from my family.
Danuvia! Get these squatters out of my house now!
Arthur, sweetheart, you paid me and my boys to be caravan guards, not cattle wranglers. If you want us to get our hands dirty, it'd be our pleasure. But that'll be extra.
I don't see why I should be explaining myself. It's my property. They are on it, unlawfully.
Look, we needed somewhere to live. This place was empty and it had walls. I've got children for tears' sake.
Well, that's all very sad, but I still don't see how...
It gets cold out there at night, Mr. Gregorio. My kids will get sick. Please, we'll stay out of your way. We just need a roof.
This is my home. I may pride myself on my philanthropy, but I draw the line at being a halfway house.
This man's indignant demeanor barely masks a seething anxiety. There's more to this situation than he's letting on.
Look, time is money, and I'm losing both just standing here. Make your call, Judge, before Zenobia makes it for you. Well, wouldn't you be on edge if your beautiful home had been defiled by such brazen interlopers? Fine. They can stay. Just don't blame me when they turn on you like the mongrels they are.
I respect your hustle, sweetheart, but it won't work on me. You've stepped on the guild's toes, and we'd like a little something to make it better.
The Guild, a loose coalition unifying every criminal outfit in the city under one collective rule, from cut purses to contract killers.
I'd say you'll live to regret it, but honestly, I'm not so sure you'd live. You're serious? Let's forget this unpleasantness ever happened. Come on, boys. We've got places to be.
Not quite sure why you stood up for us like that, but I won't say I'm not grateful. Thanks. And may Torm keep you. You're the first person in this city to have our backs. Thank you. Really.
All in this smooth business.
Let the kid come. He wants to teach them refugees a lesson, right?
Of course. He never travels without his friends. Let's go.
But the creepy...
Stinks of cheese. Between his piggy toes!
How dare you? What in the hells is all of this?
A necessity, good sir. The Steel Watch loves pretending sweet Rivington doesn't exist. So we have decided to protect you, dear patrons. No need to thank us. You'll be allowed in once I've done this batch. Next! Hello, hello, and welcome to the Circus of the Last Days, the finest extra-planar circus there is. We travel from plane to plane, thrilling all blessed to see us. From tempestuous Ginny to belligerent redcaps, you'll find them all here. But enough of this. The circus is a place of joy and distraction, so come inside and forget your worries. Not a problem, dear patron. Benji just has to check if you're a vicious murderer. Benji?
Ah! Blood! Tasty blood! So delicious!
Oh, well, that's a first. Usually I'd allow you in, but in these times, I can take no chances. Move along. No circus for you. Oh, damned if I'm not a sucker for big eyes and a heartfelt plea. Very well. Welcome to the Circus of the Last Days. Have fun, and be sure to catch the star of our show, Dribbles the Clown.
Found only in the most Approach! Ugly one! Yes! Behold! Akabi's Wheel of Wonders! Spin! To win prizes beyond your tiny imagination and make your miserable life more bearable. Akabi has traveled across the plains, burning and conquering all. Win the spoils of such conquest. Or, if luck smiles upon you, win the grand prize, the jackpot. No more questions. Spin or don't. Let us see if you have luck's favor. Alas! No jackpot for you, ugly one. But you may have this. You are welcome, putrid one. Return again to try anew. You failed to win the grand prize, but fear not, grotesque one. Try again. Be victorious. Yes! You will win the jackpot this time. I am sure of it. Impossible. You thief! You cheated! Enjoy the jackpot, muley curt!
Where am I? Here we go.
Yucks and magics for sale. Mostly bloodstain free. Get your shinies and Fritos!
Ha ha! How did the despicable cheater enjoy his vacation? You have my ring. That is reward enough. Now be gone. Akabi is bored of you.
This city of stone and steel is an endless scream in nature's womb. I have felt no peace here. Until now, your eyes, Stira. There is pain, endless and deep, but also devotion, blazing like the sun. You're in love, are you not? You are wise to admit it. When it comes to love, vulnerability is armor, truth a sword, and trust a shield. I pray you wield all three, Stira. Bring the one you love to me. I will look into your hearts and see if your love is eternal or doomed eternally.
It can't hurt, I suppose. Unless you embarrass me. Then you might find yourself hurting in a whole manner of ways.
Close your eyes, little ones. Be still as stone to earth. And remember to breathe. I see you. I see the bond between you. So tender, so fragile. But do you see it for yourselves? Shadowheart, an endless storm surges behind sharp eyes. Listen. Think. From where does Shadowheart draw comfort on a cold, dark night?
Well put. Though I'll forgive a middling wine so long as the company makes up the difference.
Hear how your bond thrums with pleasure. Strong, vital, pulsing with affection. The heart craves comfort, but needs respect. How does one earn the dark-haired maiden's respect?
Not completely off the mark, but there's easier paths into my good graces.
There is hollowness between you, something brittle and strained. We must dig deeper, grasp the pain hiding within. Shame sits in the soul of all. To tame it, we must name it. Shadowheart, what is her deepest shame?
I didn't think a little game would sting so much when I agreed to this. But you're right. You didn't do abysmally, I suppose. That's worth something.
Your bond is false, and I know why. Because your heart belongs to another. Close your eyes, and she will show herself to you. Look at it. Come crawling home, hands stained with the Bone Lord's soot. And you carry his stone. You waste time soft-soothing these flesh bags for the knife. I could end it now. But I'll be patient. Father will see us together again. He will see you bleed.
So, Orin is a shapeshifter. How long has she been watching?
Orin's little display was just intended to rattle us. We mustn't let her succeed, but need to stay alert all the same.
It's not enough. We have a gallery of villains to look out for, but now we could be infiltrated by a shape changer? I can't even tell if any of you are acting strange because you've been replaced, or because this group is full of weirdos!
So Baal's chosen is a doppelganger. I should not be surprised. They have ever been among his favorite servants. Orin is testing you. Either she thinks herself a predator, playing with her food, or she fears what you might do. She spoke to you in a rather familiar fashion. More shapeshifter mind games, I suppose.
Their origins are shrouded in mystery.
She's circling. Have no doubt of that. The last time I fought doppelgangers, the Baalspawn Sarevok was using them to subvert the city government, aid his rise to power. But Orin, he's more predator than politician, I think. She simply wants to make us feel hunted, isolated. Tell the Lordling that Orin is watching. Seems that Gortash and Orin have had a little falling out. We should leverage that.
The beast ignores you, her eyes locked on the crowd. You see a tidal wave of hate and violence in her eyes. Before she turns away, she will attack and kill at the first opportunity. The bars look sturdy. Teeth bared, the creature is near rabid in his bloodlust. Hollow eyes, pale gums. This beast isn't angry. He's starving. He whimpers in gratitude and falls on the morsel instantly.
Buddy the dog is my very best friend. Do you know why? Why? Because with him, anything is possible. Way!
Oh, good puns. Because clowns aren't enough of a horror already.
Did you hear about the scarecrow who lost a fight? Oh, hey! Looks like we've got a proper comedian in our midst. Good thing, too. I'll need someone with your wits for my next trick. Now, where are you?
A bloodthirsty rush of fury engulfs you. You want to butcher the crowd, women and children alike, and soak in their innards. It is glorious.
You, my special assistant. Come on up. A round of applause for the stalwart heart! Now, I always tell children that they're special, that each and every one of them is unique. Tell me, what makes you special? No, it's not that silly head of yours. You, my friend, are the most special person in the circus, in all of Baldur's Gate. Does anyone know why?
Why?
You're special, my friend, because I have a message just for you. Praise the Absolute.
You sense something behind you. Instinct takes over.
And I thought we were going to be friends.
Talk to me. Fool, damn you. doppelganger. At least we didn't kill a real clown in front of an audience.
To clean this place up. Oh dear. Screaming children, an oozing corpse, and it's not even my birthday. Lucretius, ringmaster, necromancer, bringer of the night. Oh, and wine lover extraordinaire. It's a pleasure, darling. I thought the Absolute wouldn't dare set foot in my circus. To use such a woeful dribbles impersonator, why, it's downright rude. If that's your idea of fun, darling, you and I are going to get along swimmingly. Alas, I cannot afford to lose any more staff. Funerals are so very expensive. I need to move the circus, but I cannot leave just yet. Not without Dribbles. He was a star. Customers of every color and creed simply adored him. I need him back, and I'll shower the person who finds him in love, adoration, and adequate compensation. What do you say? Huh. I can respect that. And you're in luck, because I am old, darling. Ancient. I have seen stars explode and civilizations fall. Along the way, I happened across items of such power that would make you weep with awe. Find my Dribbles. You won't be disappointed. Even better! Corpses are wonderful employees. They aren't picky about things like working from home or eating. That's the spirit, darling. And remember, I look after those who make me happy. Good luck, and thanks ever so much.
Hi. It's me, Yenna. You remember me, right? You were really nice to me before, and, my mum hasn't come back yet. She might come later. I don't think she's coming. Could we maybe stay here?
Of course, girl. You can help me determine who it is doing all this snoring.
Yes! You've got a fire and everything. I can cook really good. Whatever you want. Thank you, thank you.
Naughty, 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 little master. You have disobeyed your father's wishes one time too many. For he who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself becomes a monster. When you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you. another will embrace what you have rejected. And that other will be your death. But your father loves you dearly. You may reinherit yourself yet. Slaughter your line. Become the last of your name. Lord Baal shall have but one chosen.
Memories flood back, snatches of your story written in the blood of 1,000 victims. Years spent in worship of Baal, leading his savage congregation in prayer, sacrifice, and slaughter. You were their master, and he was yours. A cruel master, a dread lord, a devoted father. All is as you feared. You are a spawn of Baal, his heir, his scion. And yet, you know you will never be free of your urge if you don't confront your past. You are not the last of your name. Not yet. There is another. The abomination wrapped in flesh you saw in the colony. Orin, it's time for a family reunion. But be wary of your confessors. Will friend turn to foe, knowing what you are? Tonight's troubled rest is, as ever, overwhelmed by your killing fate. You dangle above a dark precipice, one move away from falling. Another watches your body while it is possessed by the night. You do not dream alone.
Dark dreams? I think I can guess. Visions of blood on your hands. The blood in your veins, perhaps. For all the gifts Baal's children inherit, a peaceful night's sleep is not among them. The dreams alone do not concern me. It is what waking deeds they might inspire. Are you truly your own master? What is it you feel when Father's dreams come calling? There is one certain way. I hold it in my hand. This is your father's true legacy. Not his children, but the fear they plant in us. The savagery it blossoms into. In another time, with another of your kind, we found a better way. I would dearly like to find it again. You would not be the first to turn the taint in your blood to your advantage. But there are barriers a Baal spawn must overcome first. Those of your kind. Orin. I am sure you already know that so long as she lives, she will never stop hunting you. It might be that you have to turn and face her. You cannot change that. All you can choose is how you meet her. As another bloodied child of Baal? Or as yourself? All I can offer is the promise that, should you choose to do so, you will not meet her alone. For now, take what rest you can. I will watch over you this night. Sleep well.
No more dreams await you in sleep this night. Only the warm knowledge that indeed you are not alone.
Did you want something? If not, I'm perfectly happy to just gaze upon you a while. I suppose that makes you quite remarkable. Though not in a way I'd envy, perhaps. From what little I can recall hearing of Baal's mortal children, not all succumb to his influence. Perhaps you can still resist your nature, if you want to.
Orin toys with us where she could destroy us. Whatever her motivations, I hope she reveals them quickly. A Baal spawn? Gosh. I know what it is to have a closer connection than most with the gods. But with Baal, that's not a bond I'd like to be bound with. You should be careful. Very, very careful.
I do not understand why the matrons, sorry, patriarchs, of the city do not open their gates to the refugees. I was not suggesting they be allowed to roam free. They should be put to work. The city needs laborers and fodder to protect it. I am suggesting they be fed and sheltered, and that they work in return. Call it whatever you wish. Perhaps you think it would be better for them to starve or be slaughtered here, while the citizens hide behind their walls. While she lives, Orin will continue to terrorize us, and soon she will make good on her threats. She thinks we are weak, afraid, vulnerable. We need to prove her wrong. Nervous? Don't be preposterous. I am on alert, as you should be too, given who hunts us. I have faced Orin before, and she left scars on me that will never heal. She will enjoy adding to them, and she can strike whenever she pleases. She could be anywhere. Could be anyone.
Despite her protestations to the contrary, it is clear that Minthara is afraid.
Her aim will be to erode our trust in one another. We cannot let that happen. We need to watch over each other, now more than ever. Tell me, or show me. My mind is open to you.
Exposed to the limitless horror of your dreadful imagination, Minthara's mind buckles, snaps, and then burns hot. She absorbs every detail, whether memory or dream, and drinks deep of them. You sense a desire in her equal in strength to your darkest urge.
Elgahor, Doktak, Slayer. There are many names for you, and all of them inspire dread. You are exquisite. Ecstatically so. It makes my heart race. You must. Yours is a heritage of murder. It cannot be ignored or evaded. You will either kill or be killed. We must find the Temple of Baal, slaughter Orin, and claim your inheritance.
That foul shapeshifter Orin is like a scavenger beast, probing us for weaknesses. Do not let her shake your resolve. You are a mortal child of Baal. Be careful with whom you share that fact. I hear many of your kind have met premature ends.
The urges are calling on you again, aren't they? I haven't seen you sleep through the night once in the past days. I knew you had some nasty habits, but I didn't want to pry over much, but bloody hells. A Bhaalspawn. Probably more Baldurian parents scare their children with stories of your kind than mine. I thought your kind was extinct. Goes to show. You should always check your facts. So, how are you feeling? Keen to reconnect with your family? Or ready to throw yourself in an oubliette? You know, I didn't realize you and I were so alike. I felt paralyzed to do anything about Cazador for so many decades. I gave up on myself. I gave up on any hope of escape after a few lashes. Bhaal controls you in much the same way. I don't know how you could beat him, but I do know this. You must try. The half-life of a mind-addled slave is worse than death. Don't become his. I wouldn't live another century as one for all the moonstones in Evereska.
Fucking shapeshifter. She'll try to break our best asset, our trust. Fortunately, she's no match for our second best asset, me. That's a heavy weight. I know you can carry it, but it's heavy all the same. You are so much more than your parents. You're more than the affliction that wants to consume you. You are my friend. And you get to choose your destiny. Choose well, all right? Please.
Well, are we ready for the road once more? Ask it. I am no expert on the matter, despite all my experience. But if anything I know can help you resist your father, only ask it. Not mad, no. Take Zarevok, for example. For as much carnage as he caused, there was always a cold calculation to it. He craved power, and his bloodline was just another path to achieve it. I saw that same bloodline turn to better ends than Bhaal ever intended for it. It was Bhaalspawn who threatened the coast, and Bhaalspawn who saved it. It is possible to go on to live a life outside your father's shadow. Bhaal had his minions, certainly, but none that watched over their wards so diligently. I wonder if past experience has taught the great god to fear that another of his children might turn against him. Yes? Your rancid father will try to twist your thoughts, as he did with all his children. The harder you resist, the darker your dreams become. Our camp was often roused by screams in the night back then. We learned to take them as a marker of pride. Even gods can be resisted. A bow spawn can sire children, certainly. Whether they should... There are things in our nature we might unwittingly pass on, yes. But I do not believe them stronger than the things we choose to pass on. If you are asking whether love and joy are beyond you, just because of the taint in your blood? No. They most certainly are not. Baal was but the beginning. Be warned. A godspawn draws trouble like iron to lodestone. There will be crusaders who wish to rid the world of your taint, or jealous minds who believe themselves more deserving of the power in your blood. But happiness is not beyond a Baal spawn. It simply comes at a higher cost. Constant vigilance. Then you are wise. I will not mince words. If what you told me is true, you are already further under Baal's power than my old friend ever was. But, so long as you fear that power, there is hope. Fear means you are not fully mad. Not yet.
I have battled great evils, been mocked by villains of all sorts. But Orin, she is beyond even Thorm. Her mind is twisted beyond recognition. What is she capable of? And where will she strike next? Hells. It explains so much. Listen to me. I knew another like you. Gorion's ward. One of Baldur's Gate's great heroes. Baal's blood ran through their veins too. They burned away their own darkness with their own inner light. They chose courage. They chose honor. And so can you.
Orin, Skvar! Burn away the shadows she hides in. Tear off her mask. And you'd reveal her for what she is. A shivering child. I'm not surprised. You've become death incarnate. Mighty, yes. And altogether unpredictable and intractable. One day, perhaps soon, Baal will demand your fealty. You'll either muster the strength to defy him, or you will succumb. I know how I'd choose.
Oathbreaker, what do you need of me? Nobody belongs entirely to their bloodline. Even those fathered by a god. You chose a path, made a pledge, and Baal had no part in it. Yes, and not for the first time. We have met before. I expect we will meet again.
Life pulses from within. The parasite's thoughts whisper at the edge of your mind. It wants to share itself with you. It wants to be let in.
Go on. Don't be afraid. It only wants to help you evolve.
A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens. Its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, clenches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.